were in Sokoto a few days ago to see Nnamdi Kanu.
Yeah.
Why was this visit necessary?
Actually, I have a crusade in Sokoto within that season, about 4 days crusade. Within the time, I already determined that I would see him in Sokoto, because we've tried to see him in the days he was in DSS custody, but it was not really possible. The attempt to see him actually is because it borders on our people. It borders on Igbo land, it borders on Nigeria as a nation. The young man has grown to become the leader of the largest mass movement in the world, or maybe in Africa. And you can't take it away from him. He has followers. I was in Spain, I saw a lot of people talking about his case. I was in Germany, I was in Switzerland. Everywhere you go, you see, but not only Igbos, but the Edo people, Yoruba people, a lot of people are keen into what he's doing. So he cannot remove that fact that the guy is a social leader. If Nigeria keeps a blind eye on that, it may not be to the best interest of Nigerians. And some of the things we will do to a man like this to sometimes go close to him, because one man decides what he does alone, he can run out of the rail. So sometimes going close to him can actually help to bring a blending, and then try to bring some, one or two cautions, things that will help him to organize what he's doing, or even reconsider certain things about what he's doing. Then again, the Bible also gave us an injunction to go see people who are in prison. Jesus even said on that last day, he will ask us, I was in prison, he didn't come to visit me. And then again, Nnamdi Kanu is for Anglican extraction. The mother and the father who died of the attack that happened in their house were all buried by Anglicans. I'm an Anglican bishop, and being a bishop also, so it became important that I go to see him. So I really took out time and pleaded, and then followed all the process, filled out the forms to go see him. And then God granted me the opportunity. I entered the prison, and we spent about 1 hour or more talking, encouraging him. We shared the Bible, we prayed together, we looked at the whole thing holistically. I put up my own advice. He told me what to tell our people when I go. And so it was important that I see him.
Okay.
Yes.
Let me ask you, what the Nnamdi Kanu you saw in Sokoto prison?
Yes.
What was he like? Has some people say he's down and he's out? What was he like?
The young man is, I think he's created exceptionally. When I was hoping to go to console him and comfort him so I can remain alive and in right frame of mind. But when I got there, was one encouraging me, rather. I was the one telling me that, well, so don't worry, that should tell our people to calm down, that people should not get into violence or take law into their hands, that he's not party to killing people, that he doesn't come to kill our people. That we tell them not to go into any kind of violence, because if they do, the international community and the rest of the Nigerians will turn them terrorists indeed. So he was the one encouraging me. Was, in fact, I don't know, everybody in that prison, all the prison warders became his friends. I mean, he'd be so liked among them. In fact, yesterday I saw one of the prison warders commenting he has never seen, and it was online, anybody like Nnamdi Kanu before. And I also learned when he was in DSS, the entire DSS fell in love with him. So the guy has this likable nature, and I even thought he's a violent man. That was the first time I seeing him. But when I met him, he was a very calm, cool man. We had time to chat. He was in the right frame of mind, in good faith, full of confidence and hopeful. I don't think he's down and out. So the guy is living, already has stepped over what has happened to him. I believe he's living in the next world. He's not living in this generation. If I were him, I'll be down. I'll be complaining. But
now, Nnamdi Kanu has been agitating for a separate identity, a separate nation. Your Lordship, I'm not going to lead you into temptation, but I'm going to ask you, the man you met, did you get his attitude toward that separatism now?
You see, that this is one thing the Nigerian nation and the world will really sit down to look at. Ideological war is not fought with guns and bombs. The Biafran issue is identity and ideology. It's something you may not be able to clean up completely. I didn't see Nnamdi Kanu as somebody who is willing to drop his identity and the idea of Biafra. Because if you follow trends, you will know that even the Nigerian Biafra war happened because of this same reason. And if you go through Ahira Declaration of Ojukwu, you will see some of the things he said that were the reasons for the war. So he didn't get into the war because war was something very pleasurable. But he said that some people of the Near East have conquered our brothers in North Africa and they want to conquer us too. So we say no, these are part of the ideologies. And then Nnamdi Kanu, also being an intellectual, has gathered a lot of information that is not known to many of us. These things are influencing and fueling what he's doing. So the best approach to this is not even imprisoning him. It is not guns. It's not trying to quench it. He don't quench. He's like telling you that you're not a man. There's nothing I would do to tell you to accept you're not a man, except you are possessed. So that is not possible to clean up. Even the Arawa, the other part of Nigeria, the Arawa, no, they still say it were Arawas. Oduwas say were Oduwas. The fact that several nations were brought into one country. So it's something Nigeria should sit down in a national conference and allow every nation and ethnicity in this country be represented. And then the issue of Nigeria will be properly gazetted and the new law made, new constitution. Belgium is not one country. They have several languages, but they are existing. Switzerland has 3 major languages, but they, in fact, they don't even hear each other, but they are progressing. Canada has 2, mainly. They are progressing. South Africa has as multiple as Nigeria, but they are progressing. So our own problem is an issue I don't know how to. It's an extreme ethnocentrism. Because in all these places, so even in America, it's also multicultural. But there is a working law. There's an agreement. That's what they call justice. Injustice for injustice all. So the country is working because they have a constitution and they are executing the constitution. They are enforcing the laws. If you call somebody a nigger in America, police comes on you. Whether you're a white man or whoever you are, the law works. So everybody has to live by the law. Even a foreigner in America has rights in USA. In UK, for instance, if you commit a crime, the government of England, to be sure they are not imprisoning the wrong person or sentencing the wrong person, will give you money to buy a lawyer if you don't have money to buy a lawyer. Or they give you a lawyer if you choose otherwise. So that they can be sure you are properly tried, prove your case before they can sentence you. But you see, in Nigeria here, it's not so. So I don't see Nnamdi Kanu backing out. So what is being done may not be the right approach. The right approach will have been to really listen to this young man by the state and our politicians in the East consistently to find out what he's talking about and give a direction to it. And so that its peace can reign. Anyway, my brother, I don't see him as somebody who is willing to die there. He's not even willing to. Not ready to. I don't think, because we spoke. I tried to talk to you. I don't think it's somebody who is giving up. But eventually, I think he's learning wisdom from his mistakes. That's what I can say about that from the things we discussed. So if he's given opportunity again, he may not approach things the way he approached them before. But as for agitation, you cannot say that Igbos are not marginalized. Nobody, even the presidency knows that. Even Hausas, core Hausas who are good, will tell you that what is being done is not good. Right in Sokoto, there I interacted with a lot of people. I found that even some Hausas, some Fulanese, and other nationals are in sympathy with Nnamdi Kanu, even in that prison. So it's something that is so glaring that we can't wish it away. It's like postponing the evil day. We have to meet that day today. So send the Nnamdi Kanu to prison. He may die, he may be there if you succeed in putting him there for life. But have you killed the ideology? Others will soon rise again. But when you nail this thing by dialogue and coming to round table to discuss it, maybe the inclusion of the Igbo man in the schemes of Nigeria, from what Nnamdi Kanu told me even, one of the things he said is that if Igbos were considered in the scheme of Nigeria as part of this country, he wouldn't have reasons for agitation for Biafra. Because for him, the whole Africa can be a country. America is big. The whole country, Africa, can be a country. But there must be a working law. He said if there's a constitution in the country that is working, and if his people, Igbos, are included, that when he met the governors in the East, he requested of them only 3 things he would drop the agitation. He told me this. He So he asked them to do the road from Enugu to Port Harcourt to Owerri, to Onitsha to Enugu, and then give us seaports. These are the two things he requested from. And second, Niger Bridge, 3 things. That if this is done, he will have resigned, he will have surrendered this thing. He's not asking for anything from the government, from what he said to me. And when I look at him, I couldn't persuade him otherwise. I have to also become soft, trying to agree with some things he was saying, you know. Because we are in Nigeria, we see what is happening in Nigeria. Where if you import something that is going down to the east, anyway, some of these things are not things we just continue talking about because Nigeria government knows.
Yes, but now, I want you told me about the Nnamdi Kanu in the course of addressing the very first issue I raised. He said he gave you some message for our people.
Yes.
I'm one of your people.
Yes.
Can I be told?
Yeah, the message he gave me, he was very optimistic. He said something like this, that he was never the one engineering the killing of people in Igbo land. He was saying this as almost an oath, telling me he has never been the one. He might have made statements out of anger, but he has never been the one commanding for people to be killed in the East. He said that to me. And then he said to me that he has written a letter with his own hand when he was in DSS and gave it to, I think, either a lawyer or somebody, one of the lawyers, to go to some countries in Europe where some people are speaking from commanding sit at home and the rest of them, to tell them that sit at home is hampering on Eastern economy. It doesn't want it to continue. To tell them to desist from killing our people. But, you know, and all the things they were doing. He also told me something I've never heard about before. In the East, there are about 4 different people who are causing mayhem. He said that the first group is imported. He supposedly believes he's sponsored from somewhere here in the center, from outside, causing mayhem to tag him, an evil man, to do what they're doing today on him. And then number 2, he said our economic or non-government, people who gather in their, just like the bandits now. Yes. All the bandits are not jihads. All the bandits are not sponsored. All the bandits are not into religious genocide. Only some people are economic bandits. Like there are some in the East, they kidnapped my priest too. In the East. And when they brought the ransom, they let him go. So they were economically, you know, you can't call that one criminals who kidnap people and make money from them. And sometimes when you struggle with them, they kill. And they answer unknown government, and they call them IPOB. And there's another group that is called, I think, Pilot or so. I don't know what those ones represent. And then there is an IPOB move, which is purely agitation for the liberation of the black man and defense of the borderland of, according to him, Biafra. So that he has not been involved in some of these killings. He told me that some of the things he's sentenced for were things committed while he was in DSS custody. So how could he have done that? He said he begged DSS several times to allow him to address the Igbos on camera so that they would know his mind. They didn't give him that chance. So he now told me, since I'm able to see him being a bishop, that I should go and tell our people not to take the laws in their hands and not to be so angry to start doing riots and protesting, because he could lead into all kinds of chaosity. He said I should tell them to be calm, that they are taking due process, going through the laws and procedures of the law to secure his release. He showed me irregularities. He has 140-something pages judgment delivered by the motor show.
Yes.
And then he had it in front of him. He was showing me the charges and opening to show me irregularities between the charges
and the
sentences. And so if this thing stands in appeal, he will know there's nothing called Nigeria anymore, because the whole thing for him is a shenanigan. He showed me where they say they committed a crime in UK, but the UK court has not tried the case. But Nigerian court is trying what was committed in another land. It is not. He said that the law with which he was condemned was repealed law. That he was asking for them to show him the law. But it looked to him like the judge was doing the case for the prosecutor. So it looks like for him, the judge became the prosecutor. Because I was trying to ask him, why the outburst in the court? So he told me he busted out in the court because he felt that this is injustice that cannot be taken anymore. So he couldn't take it anymore as a human being. He has to bust in that way. Because he saw, according to him, the judge almost doing the case for the prosecutor, which shouldn't be. The judge should be an unbiased umpire. Prosecutor will bring out his evidences and he will counter the evidences. He said they try so much, it is his right. that most of the objections he raised during witness, that the judge told them not to raise, he won't accept it, that he will only accommodate them in the final written address. But now he denied them the right of the final written address. So, see, he was so angry about it. He told me he was rendition from Kenya. So there is no ground. Having broken law, for you that goes to equity, goes to clean hand. That the appeal court has decided him before. I think High Court also discharged him in this matter. But the matter is retried. That the law does not allow criminal matter to be retried after it is discharged. He said he was not given ample time even to defend, if he was even going to defend himself. He said he applied for motion to question the jurisdiction of the courts. That in every same court, the judge should have dropped the sentence first and attend to the motion. And possibly squash it. Give judgment on that before he continues with defense. But that was not given. He only foreclosed him and sentenced him. So for him, he feels that the sentence was written before even the trial commenced. And that was why he opted to defend himself instead of legal men. So he said those are the reasons why he busted out. But he now said again that he has confidence that Nigeria actually has not deteriorated to that level where such illegality can stand. That appeal court, he believes, will do justice. So that Igbo youths, IPOB, whatever group, the Ohanese, everybody should calm down. Those who want to support him in the trial, as lawyers, should get involved. Those who have any idea to bring as Igbos to get involved, instead of creating mayhem in the streets and burning shops and destroying land. Even the Mondays at home, he said he's not interested in it. That is not helping the matter. He's making his case worse. Because one of the things he was sentenced was that he was one who created sit at home. But he was not. He said they said he bombed America or bombed UK, I don't know, embassy. He said, when did he do that? That kind of never happened. And a lot of other things he was saying, but you could see him quietly, calmly telling me this. So I was like, why not be this calm in the court? He said, he now gave me the reasons why he could not take it anymore than to bust out. He said he has been incarcerated for 5 years. But as he has been released, at least he will have been discharged for that, and the new case can be verified. But that was not done. He has been kept against his will. So those are the, you can't blame a man who has been in prison for almost all this long. His mind also may not be in the right frame, so he can bust out. And again, even the outburst does not state the judgment, because it's only a content of the court. The judge can fine or can do other things on that, but the judge also seems to be emotional as well. And a man who stands an umpire shouldn't be emotional. You should look at law and deal with issues from the perspective of the law. And all of these were his own views. So our people, both Nigerians and the Biafrans, we know that when he was sentenced, it looks like somebody died. The entire place became quiet. It looked like the hope of majority of the Nigerian Igbo people was buried. But it was like, don't bury your hope. That God is the hope, not Nnamdi Kanu. And then they say that everybody should relax. Even if he's killed, they should relax. But he doesn't think he'll be killed. That he believes the appeal court was passing. He also believes that Tinubu is wise enough to do the right thing. Those are his words in the prison there. So I prayed for him, and then we shared the word of God. I encouraged him, and I encouraged him also to coordinate, himself. And then, in fact, he was happy I came. He was so happy that I came from religious, side. Because all the times people who go to him were lawyers. This matter, I came from a different angle, and then he was so happy. So we prayed together. I didn't go with food. They wouldn't allow me to give him food. But I just prayed for him, and then I left.
Your Lordship, you are not in Nnamdi Kanu. But this matter of Nnamdi Kanu also requires interrogation. Interrogation in the sense of method. I've even seen letters written by 50, 20, 17 lawyers to the federal government, the American authority, or UK government, asking
for Oduduwa Republic.
They never went with guns. They never sat at home. I've also seen, I've used it on this program, the Fulani National Movement, who also say, look, we want to go our own way. They didn't carry guns. They didn't sit at home. This Nnamdi Kanu's agitation that has gone this way, I'm not making you a judge. is that young man's method? Is it right?
Everything in life borders on perspective and worldview. It borders on cosmology. The way I will approach something may not be the way you may want to approach it, depending on the information exposure available to me. I am a bishop, for instance. If I want to approach things, I will follow it religiously and I'll follow it from Christian perspective. I do not know Nnamdi Kanu when he was a child. I don't know his upbringing. I don't also know what his father told him about Nigerian Biafra war, because Nigeria has suppressed the history of Nigerian Biafra war. If that history is being told, maybe many Igbo youths will have known what really happened. It will have even helped us to decide whether we really want to fight another war or not. But now, youths who have not seen war want war because the history is not being told. I know Nnamdi Kanu was not born, wasn't part of the war.
Yeah.
I know. So all of those things are issues. I also think, in my own view, that when Nnamdi Kanu began, Igbo people lack elders. Elders, not people of old age, but elders in terms of leaders who are Igbo-centric in approach. Most of our governors in the East, if I say most of them, that it looks like they bought their seats with their money, or they were planted by some other person from somewhere that are serving. I mean, but of course. So I think that the major thing that brought this thing to a point of being soured is because, according to little things I know about some of when he began this movement, he was saying it's a protest, a peaceful agitation. He was saying it, and it was gathering momentum. And it continued peaceful, not until Python dance. So I think Nigerian government should also look at their own approach to this matter. Because when it was peaceful, they were killing them. They come to protest, and the military will come and shoot them. I know a lot of young people who died, even my members in the church, who, I don't know why they got involved. They went out, in Ball Junction, some of them were killed. And, when people protested for NSAS, people were killed. So Nigeria becomes a place where people can no more protest peacefully. But every other place in the world, it is like something lawful. So sometimes action can beget action. So I do not know when it degenerated to this level, but I know originally from whatever time, I don't even know when it started, but long ago, from Masob. Is it Masob? Yes. Up until IPOB, it has been peaceful. But even in Masob era, Igbo youths were massacred in our nature by Nigerian army. We witnessed this. And during IPOB also, many youths were massacred. I know many of them were killed. And maybe they felt if we continue going armless, maybe they will kill us. I don't know. I wasn't part of them. But I'm thinking into it that the Python dance was unnecessary. Going to his house to kill 28 people and everything that happened there was also unnecessary, which led him to escape. And then I don't even know how he escaped. We thought he has died. About a year later, he surfaced in Israel, and then again from UK, and he continued like this. Maybe that's maybe. So I don't think he wanted to go that direction. He also didn't tell me that he was one who sent guns to anybody. So because guns are everywhere in Nigeria, Nigeria is porous. People who carry gun in the north, who gave them the gun? So because he told me he was not the one commanding for the killing of anybody. Some people can be emotionally unintelligent. Like when NSAS was going on. NSAS began on his own. Nnamdi Kanu was not part of it. He didn't even know how he started. It was just police brutality. Youths, from one level or the other, they think gathered momentum. From UK, he was now talking. It looks like he was, but NSAS is not Igbo thing. It's majorly Igbos were even few in the move. A lot of people who were part of it were not Igbos. So, but now he started talking. And then when it was one vocally, the one they were hearing, you see, Igbos naturally are not emotionally intelligent. We serve a mind. We don't keep reserve. It's even affecting us in South Africa, in Kenya, in everywhere. And that's one of the things I'm asking our people. That sometimes you don't say everything that comes to your mind. There are things that come to your mind that you can keep and talk to those who can keep it for you. We're not like that. Sometimes when things happen around government, even you will see the boss bust out. Okay, within the course of this time, our brother, the senator from Abia State, has already spoken. When Yorubas have not spoken, Hausas have not spoken, he's the same guy from the same state that woke up to even put 30,000 key by Nnamdi Kanu. When did that happen? These figures are not factual. So we are just, I don't know what's wrong with us. And then one of our governors in the East always opened his mouth to talk. Before genocide was even concluded, he has spoken. And you are living in the East, you've not been to the North before. You have not lived among the Christians in the North to interrogate them. The next thing you are telling us, there's no genocide in Nigeria. The genocide in Nigeria, I don't know whether it exists or not, whether it is called target killing or it's called jihad, or it has many faces. Farmers headers crash is a different thing. Fulani headmen attack is a different thing. Banditry is a different thing. Boko Haram is a different thing. ISWAP, each of them have different agenda. But as for target killing of Christians that have been going on for more than 40 years now, it's a reality. What is genocide? Do you wait until everybody dies before you know it's genocide? It can be an ongoing thing. You don't quantify genocide by many people who died, because it starts with killing one person to killing two, and then it continues to grow. So the best is to end it now. But somebody just woke up, instead of bringing solution to this matter, he started talking that is no, I don't know, it's our people. You wouldn't hear any Yoruba governor say anything. No, Northern governor said anything. He was somebody from the... So we have that issue with the emotional intelligence. Maybe the way we are made in Zobu, Enyi. So he was talking. So when he told me that these things is not the one doing them. He said that each time it happened, IPOB will say, we're not the one. That each one they did, they will say they did. So I can't connect any to any. So I don't know, I can't really say for sure that he's the one who brought the guns. I can't say for sure whether he's the one who didn't bring the guns. But he is saying, I didn't carry gun to kill anybody. I've not carried gun before. He said that to me. So, people can put themselves, they say that what do they say it? A tortoise. Say that when the person died, they say it's the one who killed it. So sometimes we better keep our mouth shut. Even those who kill don't say it. People who really kill, you don't know they kill. Those who say we will kill are the ones who don't do anything. So okay, the churches who pray die. When people die, do you say that the ones who kill them because they pray die? All of those things are things we should look at. However, I believe that if Nnamdi Kanu is given opportunity again, and our governors in the East, the Igbes and religious leaders are given the allowance to sit down with him by the Nigerian government, some of the things he's doing will be given a better shape. And the Nigerian government can now know how to tackle it. He can itemize his problem, what he really wants done. And all of us will see it. We can now take it to the center and then we'll look at it. It's not a difficult thing to do. And then this whole thing can come down. But if you keep him there in prison, the anger, he wouldn't even have a ground. See my room. See the baggage where they see. So when you quarrel with somebody, create a space for reconciliation. So the moment he remains there, who will you talk to? There's no face called IPOB. He's the only face called IPOB. The rest will just be causing mayhem here and there. But the moment he's brought out and then the decision starts, our governors who are like Baribe is a good loving man. He can trust people like that. You can trust people like Chidoka. You can trust people like Oti of Abia State. People like Simba of Enugu State. I don't want to mention further. But these ones can, like some bishops, like Bishop Valo Keke, Bishop Obina, Bishop Doko, David Honor, Bishop David Honor of Kiwe. Some of these people, these elders who are Obi of Furniture, the Obi of Newi, some of these elders can come together and sit down. This man is a young man. That's what they call his exuberancy. You don't throw a child with the bathing water. So our leaders should think about this. Some of them are saying, Nnamdi have done this and that and that. The fact that even your own children, your sons in your house must have done something wrong. Do you throw them away? No, you correct them and hope to have a better version of them. That's what I'm thinking about this matter.
Your Lordship, you just touched on something now that also bothers me, and I want to have your take on it. Our Igbo elders who sat
through this thing developing up to this point, did they play their roles effectively?
I do not think they do, because if you compare what happened in Yoruba land the Sunday Egbonu or whatever stood up to declare Oduduwa Republic, he's still moving around. Probably because the elders of Yorubas got involved, called into order, and they restructured, reorganized, and rechanneled. They have, somebody told me in America, in Baltimore, they have also sent a bill to the House requesting for the Oduduwa Republic. It has gone to the first reading also. Somebody told me that, I don't know, I'm not in the House. So it means maybe they called him and then. But when Nnamdi Kanu was talking, everybody was against him. It's like he was against everybody too. So our people are Republican in nature. Everybody is a chief in his house. So we don't have what I may call collective thoughts of the Igbos. We even have several Hanezes and several cultural groups. And the church itself is suffering from a kind of what the man they call Chinua Achebe said, that they have put a knife in the center of that which unites us. Center can no more hold. Until Roman Catholic and Anglican Church see themselves as a people who come for mission in the land, not for empires, not two empires struggling. There may not be a leadership for Igbo land and for Nigeria as a nation. The same applies to Pentecostal churches. Until church in Nigeria becomes a church and not a business venture, not empire, maybe that's what leadership can be offered, because we're the light of the world. And so if I just pray that we will start thinking, because we didn't do well. We left him all to himself. Even when he was sent out from his house, who really went to mediate with the Nigerian government? When they were bringing the Python dance, who went to tell the Nigerian government, stop the Python dance, let's call our brother to order? It's only Abaribe. So he's the only one. He's the only senator we can really look at and call Igbo senator in the House. Maybe Victor and few others like Tony Moye. I don't know many of them. But others are not, it's like they're all for their pockets. Where belief is, I don't know. But leadership does not stop you from getting involved in what people are doing within your locality. Now, if it gets sour, it will affect all of us. There are also other dimensions to this. This Fulani encroachment is another menace. So it's one of the things Nigerian government should also give attention to now. Because in the next 5 years, they cannot control it. It will be like Afghanistan. You may find out one day that they will feature the army and one day take over power. Then it becomes a Taliban
kind of situation.
And then they will plant governors in all the states. There's nothing you will do anymore. In Nigeria, we will have a perpetual prison or perpetual conflict. But you can be arrested now, before it's too late. Now.
Well, my guest is speaking to us this morning in a manner that some of us who are back home watching should please take a little seriously. Because the question I asked him is, did our Igbo elders really play the role they ought to play when this was developing to allow it to get to the point we are now? Today, Igbo land has unknown government. I am told that some parts of Imo State you see carcasses of people who've been killed, skulls in their 10s and 20s and 30s of people who have been killed. And young men are being shot in their prime. Is that the kind of social environment that should be allowed to fester? Now, I'm going back to my guest to ask what I think is a critical question. Your Lordship, now he is in prison. He's hoping to be out through the legal process. We've left this thing to fester to this point. If he is able to come out, what should be the agenda of Igbo elders and leadership?
The agenda should start now, not waiting until it comes out. I think the president should also allow reasonable Igbo elders to get involved now. Somebody listens to you when it's sober. And I think when somebody is in that kind of confinement, he is a little bit sober. He can listen to you. And so the elders should behave well now to even organize, pay him visits in prison there, sit down with him and continue showing him love. If you show me love, I can listen to you. If you rejected me when I am in prison, if I come out, I may not take you serious. So this is the right time to go close to him and secure and show him that love. Assist him to get out from that place. Then he will know that, listen, these guys are the ones. I owe them. They help me to come out. They have my interest in their hearts. So when he's out of the prison, you can now say, come, our son. You're our son. People of gray hairs, the Obi of furniture, the Igwe of Owerri, all of them will now sit down with him and say, our son, we have seen what you're agitating for. You are not wrong in your agitation, but we'll have to give it a better structure. Tell us what you want to achieve. Let's tell you how to achieve it. About that, he can listen to you. You can now be talking. And then Nnamdi Kanu has gathered influence. If he says to the youths, calm down, most of the youths will calm down. If you give a different direction, they will go there. So you don't wish him away. If eventually allow him to languish in cell or in prison, many of us in Igbo land, I don't know how habitable Igbo land will be. We should understand there is a connect. There's a connect between him and the average Igbo youth. So those who don't have what they're doing now. And even those who are doing something that shops are knocked down, they connect to him. You know, when they were knocking down Igbo shops in Lagos, reclaiming their buildings, working Abuja here and there. Each of those guys, you knock down their shops and their houses in an unjust way.
You recruit them for him.
Recruit them for him. So the earlier the Igbo youth gets involved, and now that he's in prison, and move to the presidency because he's a political prisoner. His case is not a terrorism case. It is a separatism case. It's like you're looking for a different nation, it's agitation. He said there are two different things, but you may call it terrorism to imprison him, but even the presidency knows he's a political prisoner. They say that Nigeria is an indivisible entity. But that is only true if Nigeria starts working. If even your wife you are married to, if your wife is now no more faithful to you and is about killing you, and you find that your life is no more safe, you will seek for divorce in a normal court. But marriage is the only thing God says, let no man put asunder. But for families, if Abraham leave your father's house, come, I will show you. So people can leave their father's house. But in marriage, God says it should not be separated. But in most cases, when it becomes toxic, even government will advise separation. But I do not think separation at this point may be the best option for Nigeria, except the way Nigeria is going. The way it's going, nobody wants to follow a vehicle that is heading to the ditch. You will jump out along the line. You must jump out so I can save your life. So if Nigeria starts working, I don't think Nnamdi Kanu is talking about separation. So I looking at it from all angles. Both the Nigerian government and Igbo elders should come together and see how to solve this problem. Because if you don't solve Nnamdi Kanu's problem, you will have middle belt crisis very soon, and no one will rise because they're being killed. One of them will rise soon and become a leader, and then it's not even the other time. Gumi, who is the leader of the
Muslim
North,
Islamic
cleric, was defending the actions of the terrorists in the North, who have killed the Nigerian army, killed the general, killed pastors, killed everybody, killed people in. When they say 51,000, it's not true. More than 100, 200,000 people have been killed in the North, because all are not in record. Now, but this guy was defending them the other time, saying something that the reason why they are killing is because they are revenging, because they were not captured in Nigerian budget. That's what he was saying. That if they are listening to with their gun and bargain with them and include them in Nigerian budget, maybe they will drop their guns and stop killing. So it means that in the most far north, the matter there also, from what he said, is also agitation. It looks like he said they're revenging. But we don't see that from that part. We see it as terrorists because they kill for no reason. People pay ransom to them, they still kill them. So why should we kill somebody like the venerable that they just killed in Kanu? Pay the ransom. One of his family members paid the ransom, and they told him to go and carry the corpse somewhere else. So that's a complete terrorism. It's in any way agitation. So, and again, Igbo has risen and gone down. Another person may rise again. I see Yoruba elders talking to Buhari. Tinubu say separate, divide Nigeria. So it's not working, but it can work even under Tinubu if he decides now to call for a national conference and everybody contributes, or even if not, let there be a kind of a new constitution, a working constitution that will include every part of Nigeria. Because the minerals, the lithium and lead and gold, diamond in the north is not included in the national economy. Some others are taking it. Some foreigners are supporting them. They even told us that some of these bandits are sponsored by those foreigners. America has that information. Maybe why they're coming. So when they say America don't come, I don't know whether I like America to come or not. But looking at it from the two divides, you will see instead of somebody who is not adding value to you, but is sponsoring terrorists to kill you, to be taking the mineral, let somebody who add value to you come and take it. Taking is taking. So for me, that is better. So if you look at it from that angle, so Nigeria should sit up. Sit up. And if we want to, even the military itself, want to solve Nigeria, this current military should be set aside for a retraining. Nigeria should recruit fresh young people in the military. As long as you recruit them to join this military, nobody wants to come in. Because they know there are repentant Boko Harams in the military who are still doing their terrorism within the military. You may have heard about how the armies were withdrawn and the bandits attack in Kebbi. So it means that is somebody, even the general, I learned from the house of, from Senate House, from Babi himself, that it was that the General Obani, or Oba, whatever, reviewed his location. And that was why somebody in the security architecture sent it to the bandits, and the bandits came and picked him from there and then killed him. So you can see that we have issue within the army, and you cannot even know who is who. So the ones, there should be a reorientation amongst the army, police and army, because the police on the road care about money more than he cares about. We're not doing number election. They say they will not collect money. They will arrest everybody who buy votes. But eventually, buying a vote was excessively assessed. The number highest ever seen. Police were watching it happening. I will tell the police, well, they will say, it's not our business. They will throw their hands. So we have serious structural problem. So there must be we'll have to sit down again and begin a fresh foundation that can carry a great nation and start building again.
Your Lordship, does this country require restructuring?
It's serious restructuring from all angles. Didn't you see the guy in Kebbi, Zamfara, saying that 19 local government areas are taking over? 19. So these guys, and 2 days ago they committed a mayhem close to 30 minutes away from Abuja here. They've been kidnapped in Abuja. So they are ruling Nigeria now. To the extent that the army, soldiers will go. Somebody within the army will leak where the soldiers are to the terrorists, and they will ambush them and kill them. Do we have a nation? Now, by the time the genuine military men will have all killed, those bad eggs will overtake the government. And they call it, that's the kind of thing they do in North Korea, in Morocco, in Tunisia, in all of those places before it became a complete Muslim country. Same thing in Turkey. So it became it. Now, Afghanistan has been taken over. Pakistan taken over. That is it. That is it. So there should be, we have to be intentional. I don't know why Tinubu is scared. I don't know why whether he's scared or not. But if he's scared, I don't know why he's scared. Because 4 years about to pass. 4 years about to go. And I trusted him as a Jagaban. That his kind of heart will be able to, and he's an old man. He doesn't, if he dies now, he didn't die early. So if I were him, I would keep legacy while living. The only thing he needs to do now, how much will he gather? What will he do with the money? Nothing. If I were him, the best I would do as at this time is to make sure I leave a legacy like Nelson Mandela. That forever, Nigeria will not forget a man called Bola Ahmed Tinubu. And it's in his hands now. He has all it takes to build Nigeria. The man has everything it takes to rest. I don't know whether it's a political willpower or those around him or information we don't have privy to. That is certainly, I don't know the reason. But he has the power. Okay, if the governor has control of security, he will recover those territories.
Yes.
But he doesn't have. So it begins from restructuring the police. There should be state police, there should be federal police, with written laws and codes they will follow. It begins from restoring the army. Though the army should be a central thing, but there must be a way, a law that governs the army. Judiciary should not be under executive. It should be an independent body that will checkmate parliament and executive. Parliament, the executive should not be part of who becomes what in parliament. So a parliament can take the presidency, the executive, and then the judiciary, vice versa. But now everything is in one. So nothing, we don't have a future.
Well, he says yes, Nigeria needs to be restructured, but he wants things to work. May not be territorial restructuring, but institutional restructuring so that Nigeria can work. In the past 56 minutes, I'm told, I've been speaking with Dr. Ikechukwu Egbonu, the Bishop of Oji Diocese, Anglican Communion, who went to visit Nnamdi Kanu a few days back. Tried to tell me what kind of man he met. And I asked him a pointed question, whether he thought that Nnamdi Kanu could drop the idea of agitation. He says the kind of person he met, he doesn't think so. But maybe his methods should be different. And his requests are clear. Let the Igbo nation work. Let things be done as it's been done in other areas, and there be no cause for agitation. So if Nigeria works and works for everybody, there'll be no agitation. And let me remind us of what he just said now. That Gumi himself said those people carrying guns there are protesting as well. In other words, this Nigeria not working is going to cause a serious problem unless our political leadership begins to think differently and begins to act differently. Let me thank Dr. Egbonu for coming to my program. Your Lordship, thank you very much for finding time to be here.
Thank you, thank you. Our leaders should sit up. Don't wait until they start shooting down plane before you get serious. And they should also allow Nnamdi Kanu to talk with his wife. They should have been in Abuja today to reconcile accounts with Federal High Court. I think that has not been granted. He was trying to speak to his lawyer. They refused him access to me on phone. They didn't give him, they said they should call welfare, they refused to give. So all of this, they should give him a little liberty in prison, even though he's a prisoner, but he has some right as a prisoner, so that he will not feel, things will not go worse than it is today. And the neighbor youths, calm down. According to him, there is hope of his securing his release from appeal court and from presidency. Tinubu is not a foolish man. He is wiser than all of you. He knows what to do. Because the whole world is watching this case. America is watching, UK is watching, EU is watching. So he's hopeful. So I encourage all our youths to calm down. There's no point, taking laws in your hands or doing anything. Let's fix our region, Igbo land. There's no point an Igbo man killing Igbo man. There's no point quarreling with each other. Let's come together as a people. The churches to churches, community to community, Igbo and Anambra, Igbo and Anambra, and all of the Igbo states, and even those who are not from within Southeast, who are Igbos, and others who are part of all Eastern Nigeria. Let's come together, all the governors, secure Nnamdi Kanu's release, discuss with him, and then discuss with Nigeria and move things forward so that it will work for all of us like it works in America. You go to America, you go to UK, things work. Everything is working. The light is working. Police is working. Everything. If it works here, why agitation? Nigerians are living in UK. Are they agitating? They are comfortable. So let everything work. I pray for President Tinubu that God will give him wisdom, intelligence, conscience, and the political willpower to bring about the renewed hope he promised us before this term is over. And all the governors in the East, that God will grant in the whole of the Nigerian nation, that God will grant all of us this heart for the people, that we may offer what we may call anthropocentric governance, that will be human-centered and in the fear of God, so that we can keep legacy. If you are given 4 years to rule in a state or anywhere, it is a divine opportunity given to you to serve the people and to please your God and leave your name in the sand of time. It is more important than any amount of money we gather, and a good name is better than silver and gold. Truly, it is. And it's people that will know these things.